What's up, guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Shelly the Fashion Fairy. If you're stopping by for the first time, you're welcome. Please subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, you're welcome back. Please stick around to know how I made this stuff. Definitely keep watching. See you in my tutorial.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my...
Hey fellow fairies, and welcome to class. So if you've not watched this tutorial on how I made this princess that Bustier, I'll be putting a link in the video, so click it and go back, watch that first, then join us. Okay, so now that I've finished this, I cut it off and I added about 6 inches to this length. So notice that I'm connecting this from, not from the allowance I added, from the main pattern. So you'll be connecting it and be adding the length that you desire. So I'm just showing you 2 style lines that you can use. You can use this curve to make it like so, or you can turn it this other way and do it. So it depends on the shape you're gunning for. But after doing this, and when I measured it, it was a bit too long, and I didn't want it to be so long. I just felt it would be clumsy since I wanted it to be a casual top. So what I did was I now reduced the length of this top. So the length is totally dependent on you. So I decided to remove about 3 inches. Yeah, I decided to remove about 3 inches to from the length of the top, and from the side I removed 1.5 inches and I connected that back like so. So do well to measure yourself or your client to make sure it's not too long. So I measured 1.5 inches right there. So I will be extending this dart to touch my new blouse length. So make sure you do that so that when you cut it, it becomes one piece. So that's my back pattern. I just wanted to make sure I removed exactly the same from it. So I'll be placing this on my fabric and I'll be cutting them out like so, adding allowances where necessary. Remember, I already added allowance to the sides, so just the joining allowances, those are what I added. So notching the bust point and the underbust, so it will be very easy for me to put these things together. So this is what I have. These are the pieces I'm working with, the front and the back pieces. So I'll be moving over to the sleeve, and I want to be cutting 2 at once. So I folded once and I measured to make sure I had enough to gather. So at the end of this, I used about 25 inches on fold. So this was what I had at the end of the day, and then I folded it again lengthwise. So I wanted to cut the 2 sleeves at once. I didn't want to have to cut one after the other. So essentially this is the sleeve, and I'll be using, I know other people, you can use slash and spread for this, but I really don't see the need. So I'll be teaching you how to use this thing with free hand. So I measured about 4 inches from that end, and from this point so essentially you're just making a gigantic sleeve. So I just eyeballed it and I made it look like so. So from here I measured about 5 inches and I connected it all the way to that point. So I wanted to make it a bit more curvy, so I cut out this part, and this is what I had at the end of the day. 2 ginormous sleeves. So heading over to the back, I wanted to the back to be of the same measurement with the front. Remember, I removed 1.5 inches by the side, so that was exactly what I marked at the back, and I connected it to the zipper line. So do well to do this. If you want it to be straight, you can do a straight line, but I didn't want it to be straight. So this is what I have so far, and I've already joined everything together. I've joined both the fabric and the lining. So this is what I have, and I will be sewing everything in. So first of all, I'll be turning the neckline and then the blouse length, and I'll also be turning the zipper and everything. So I'll be bringing everything out from the armhole. So I went ahead to notch all the curves. I wanted to make sure that this will be as flat as possible. So from my armhole, I brought everything out. So I brought everything out from my armhole, and of course I'll take this to my ironing table and make sure it's all ironed properly. So now for the sleeve, we'll be measuring the armhole. So whatever we have there, that's what will serve as guide for us to gather the sleeve. So I notched the middle part of the sleeve so that I will gather equally, and then I'll show you how I did it. So I've done one sleeve already. Remember, I'll be adding elastic to the hem of the sleeve. So I already made my casing for the elastic, and I left about 1 inch right there. So I already made my casing. I'll be putting my 1 inch elastic there. If you're using half inch, do well to leave only half inch for the tunnel. So this is the sleeve, and I have about 21 inches here. So when I measured my armhole, I got like 19 inches, but I put 2 more inches there for sewing allowance. So this is the elastic I'll be using, and I measured 11 inches for that. I'll be needing 2 parts. So this is what I have. So make sure you gather it to fit the circumference of the armhole on the blouse you're working with, plus 1 inch on each side for sewing allowance. So guys, I'm done with it, and this is what it looks like. You can see that there's no gaping on the armhole because we already took out a dart there, and it made everything very flat. So this is what it looks like. Please, I didn't pad this at all. I didn't use any form of padding. I just used my lining and my fabric. So you don't need to really pad your Princess Dart bustier if you get the pattern right. Thank you for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe. We have new videos weekly. Love you for watching. Bye.